Hello everyone, Theatrhythm Final Bar Line for the Nintendo Switch is now out, and you can now be able to play this game into your Nintendo Switch. But if you don't have a Nintendo Switch but want to play this game into your PC, then this is the perfect video tutorial for you to watch, because I'm going to teach you where to get all of these files. So these are the files that you need, firmware and keys in the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line, either in XCI or NSP file format, and that you installed the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. And according to this video tutorial, the latest build for the public build is 1.1.632. And I have played Theatrhythm Final Bar Line. I have played 25 minutes of it, and the game runs perfectly well. It runs 60 FPS. It runs better than Yuzu emulator, so I'm recommending that you use Ryujinx emulator. So for those who don't know and are new, Ryujinx emulator is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play and emulate Nintendo Switch games into your PC easily if you have all of these files here installed in Ryujinx emulator. Ryujinx emulator alone cannot play Nintendo Switch games without this file. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx emulator. So to do this, I'm just going to open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org is their official website. Click on that, and then go to download tab here. And once you are here, you can download, there are 3 files. If you are from Mac, then you can download the Mac version here, which requires you to have a Mac OS 11 or later version. And if you're using a Linux system, then you can download the Linux installer here. And if you're from Windows, just like me, you can download it here. I'm currently using the latest build of Windows 11, and I have all of the updates, so there's no issue with that in running Ryujinx emulator. So I'm just going to skip the download and installation process for Ryujinx emulator, because this is really straightforward and really easy to do. It's just hit OK in everything, and then you'll be able to run the emulator. So I'm just going to skip on that, because I have already installed Ryujinx emulator. So if this is your first installation, please do run Ryujinx emulator now. Boot it up, and then you'll be met with certain errors saying that you will need some certain files to be installed into your Ryujinx emulator for it to play Nintendo Switch games. So what are those files? Those files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys, and it should be in version 15 in order for it to detect and play Theatrhythm Final Bar Line, and that game should be in NSP file format or XCI file format for Ryujinx emulator to play that game. So if you're asking me where to get all of these files, legally speaking, the only way that you can get these files is that you own a Nintendo Switch console which is modded and has a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware in it, it means that you can access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access in your Nintendo Switch system files, you can just copy all of the firmware files and the keys into your PC. And in order for you to get Theatrhythm Final Bar Line is that you buy the game. You should own the game and digitally back it up into XCI or NSP file format. So that's how you do it in the legal way. So if you don't own a Nintendo Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware in it, I'm just going to save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these files. So if you don't know where to get these files, I'm just going to leave a QR code here wherein you can scan it with your QR code reader so that you will be redirected to the page, to the site wherein you can download all of these files. Once you are in approoms.com, all you have to do is just hover down in the middle part of the website so that you'll get the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line in NSP file format. And once you have downloaded that, hover down into the bottom part of the page so that you'll be able to download the firmware and the keys from the Nintendo Switch, which is version 15. So be sure to check out the entirety of the website so that you'll be able to get all of these files here into your PC. So once you have downloaded them into your phone, just transfer them via USB cable or USB-C cable into your PC or into your laptop. So I'm going to assume now that you have already downloaded them and that you have a copy of it. So it's time to install them into your Ryujinx emulator. To do this, all you have to do is go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then open System folder here. And the next step is to open the keys zip file here. And then all you have to do is just drag and drop and copy and paste these files into this folder. This folder should be empty because it is your first installation, okay? So close that. And then it's time to install firmware. To do this, it's just really easy. Go to Tools, go to Install Firmware, and install firmware from XCI or zip file. And then locate the firmware file, just like here. And then hit Open. And it will say that you'll need to install them and hit Yes. and system version is successfully installed. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now capable of booting up and detecting Nintendo Switch games. You will know that it is successful because it will detect your Nintendo Switch games and it will show you all the game icons for that game. Okay, so here I have Theatrhythm Final Bar Line. So what's the next step now? So the next step now is to optimize your Ryujinx emulator so that you'll be able to play Nintendo Switch games with high performance and no glitches and no bugs in it. Okay, so to do this, all you have to do is go to options and settings. And in this part, just pause the video and copy my settings here. So be sure to pause and copy everything that you see. So in the game directories, this is where you'll put your Nintendo Switch games. And Nintendo Switch games should be in XCI and NSP file format for Ryujinx emulator to detect that game. Now go to input. This is where it is best to use a controller rather than using a mouse and keyboard because it's really hard to control with mouse and keyboard. What is best is that you use a controller. So to set this up, all you have to do is just go to player 1 and hit configure. And then it will detect your Nintendo Switch Pro controller here. Or if you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller, then connect them and then map them up according to your liking. And the dead zone should be set into 0.20% so that there will be no drifting in your playthrough. So once done, hit save. Now go to system. In this part, just pause the video and just copy my settings here. Then the graphics tab. This is the most important part, so be sure to copy everything. So graphics backend multi-threading should be on. And graphics backend API should be in Vulkan. Your preferred GPU is your native graphics card. You should have a graphics card to play these games, like GTX 1050 a minimum, and to get a better performance 1060. And the enhancements, you should enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. And in the resolution scale, I have set it to 2x resolution so that the game will look sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution for the Switch. So there will be enhancement in it. And if your PC cannot handle the resolution scale, then all you have to do is just change them back into 720p or native resolution for the Switch. So that's it. So I'm using 2x resolution because I have a 1440p monitor. And isotropic filtering is set to auto and aspect ratio is 16:9. And hit apply and save. And now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully capable of playing the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line into your PC and all the other Nintendo Switch games. So, a little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you guys gameplay of Theatrhythm Final Bar Line because that game has lots of music in it, and that also Nintendo really hates this kind of content being shown in the internet. They don't want you to see that I can run Theatrhythm Final Bar Line using Ryujinx emulator. So if I show you that gameplay, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down. So I hope you guys do understand on that part. But since everyone needs proof that this game runs, I'm going to show you a little bit of boot up in the title screen so that there is a proof that the game runs perfectly well in Ryujinx emulator. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to boot up Theatrhythm Final Bar Line into the title screen, but I'm just going to blur the screen out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any copyright strike with my video tutorial. Okay, so I hope you do understand on that part again. So I'm just going to blur the screen here, but once I am in the title screen, I'm just going to stop the emulation. Okay, so this game will run 60 FPS in Ryujinx emulator with this current build. It runs perfectly well. Day one, no issues at all. Okay, so it's starting to boot up now. So here we go. Okay, so this is the title screen, and I'm just going to stop the emulation now. So as you can see, the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line runs perfectly well. As long as you follow all the steps that I've shown you in this video tutorial, guys, then you'll be able to get all the files you needed in order to play the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line into your PC and run it perfectly well. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of the Theatrhythm Final Bar Line into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. Please do subscribe to my channel because this will help me out massively. So please do subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye for now. See you in the next video tutorial. Bye.